Starting life over at 50. Does that feel too late to you? There's actually something most people don't understand. In some cases, starting at 50 can be more powerful than starting at 25. And in this video, I'm going to show you why. No need to worry then. Because whatever age you are, you're in the right place. Today I'm going to prove this to you. Starting at 50, with $67,000, and reaching $1 million in just 11 years is possible. And the people who achieved this share 12 common traits. This is not a motivational speech. These are real decisions made by real people in real life. By the way, if you haven't joined us yet, you can subscribe and support us. If you're ready, let's begin. 1. The hidden advantage of starting late. Society told you this. Building wealth is a young person's game. This window opens in your 20s and closes in your 40s. That's actually a lie, my friend. Now you're going to ask me, but why? Think about it. There's a doctor who has worked in a hospital for 25 years. A young doctor looks at a patient and sees the symptoms. The experienced doctor looks at the same patient and sees the answer directly. Someone who seriously begins their financial journey at 50 isn't starting from zero. They're starting with 25 years of "don't do this" knowledge. Let me put it even more simply, my friend. You know which investments will ruin you. You know which relationships will drain your money. You've already made the expensive mistakes. You won't repeat them. In investing, the most valuable asset isn't capital, it's judgment. And judgment is built from mistakes, observation, and time. At 50, you have all three. While researching this topic, I found that Charlie Munger shares the same view. 2. The compression window. My friend, imagine a building. For months it just sits there as dirt and concrete. From the outside, nothing seems to be happening. Then suddenly floors rise, walls go up, and everything seems to have happened in just a few weeks. Let me give you a concrete number right away. Someone who starts investing $1,500 per month at age 52 into an index fund with a 9% return will reach $1 million by age 67, in 15 years. This isn't a dream, it's standard math. But here's the critical point, my friend. Every step taken right now creates a disproportionately large impact. A man who waits until age 57 doesn't just lose 4 years. He loses the compounded returns that those 4 years would have generated. The cost of waiting is not linear. It's exponential. And it works in reverse. 3. Expense surgery. David, age 53. Earning $96,000 a year, but only able to save $4,000 a year. He tried to save 3 times and failed every time. Was he undisciplined? No, my friend. He had a spending structure built from hundreds of small decisions over 20 years, and no one had ever looked at it as a whole. One evening he opened 12 months of bank statements. He didn't look for the obvious. He looked for decisions he'd made in the past that were still running on autopilot. He found $1,840 per month in unnecessary spending, without any drop in quality of life. Within 4 months, his annual savings went from $4,000 to $26,000. Same income, just a different cost structure. Surgery first, then growth. 4. The irreplaceable skill premium. The market pays you for one thing. How hard is it to replace you? Someone who has worked in an industry for 30 years knows its hidden patterns, its forms of failure, its key relationships. If you sell that knowledge to a single employer, the employer's convenience sets the price. If you sell the same knowledge independently to 3 or 4 clients, it's generally worth 2 to 3 times your salary, my friend. The expertise didn't change. The packaging changed. Maybe just the way the sentences were framed changed. Robert spent 22 years in logistics. At 56, he moved to independent consulting. Within 18 months he had surpassed his old salary, working fewer hours. 5. The one expensive mistake. Think of a man trying to fill a barrel with a hole in the bottom. Every day he carries water from the well. Disciplined, consistent. But the barrel never fills. Nobody told him to look at the hole and plug it. A man carrying $30,000 in credit card debt at 24% interest while investing at 9% returns is losing $2,700 a year. He thinks he's investing, but he's actually sinking. The solution is simple, my friend. First, list all your debts along with their interest rates. Before making any investment, aggressively pay off the highest interest debt. Remember, when the hole is plugged, the barrel fills. 6. The income diversification line. There are two types of financial lives. In one, you have to physically be there for every single penny. You work, money comes in, you stop, money stops. In the other, a portion of your income is generated on its own while you're doing something else. In other words, your money works for you. You don't need to build some massive business to cross this line. If you're earning $400 a month from a dividend-paying index fund, you've crossed the line. If you have $600 a month in rental income after expenses, you've crossed the line. If you've created a single digital product earning $300 a month, you've crossed the line. The amount doesn't matter. The structure matters. The system matters. Your labor has a ceiling. Structural income has no ceiling. 7. Health capital. Thomas had reached $840,000 by age 64. At 65, he had a heart attack. Recovery cost $190,000 and consumed 2 years of his life. He entered retirement with $620,000 instead of $1 million. That heart attack wasn't random. It was the bill for a decision remade every single day for 20 years. Your body is the machine behind everything you build. And maintenance costs are the cheapest investment on this list. 8. The protected decision zone. This topic is a bit sensitive, my friend. Divorce, job loss, loss of a parent, serious illness. These events don't just cause pain. They temporarily impair your decision-making ability. The rule is simple. In the immediate aftermath of a major emotional event, do not make large, irreversible financial decisions. Don't liquidate. Don't make lump sum investments. Don't sign long-term contracts. Wait. Stay calm. Cool down. Let the mechanism return to normal. Then decide. I know that emotional state feels very different, maybe even impossible to describe. But in moments like these, waiting will be what's best for you. At least until you can think clearly again. 9. Social circle audit. My friend, picture two men. Both are 53, same income, same starting point. I made a similar video before. I'll pin it in the cards if you're curious. James spends his weekends with friends who always push for a more expensive car, a more luxurious vacation, a fancier restaurant. His lifestyle keeps growing, but something called savings never happens. Michael made a small change at 51. He didn't leave his old friends behind, but he quietly added 3 new relationships with people who were quietly building. The conversations changed. The decisions changed. The trajectory changed. Look at the 5 people you spent the most time with last month. Is each one making your financial life better or more expensive? 10. The Simplicity Premium. Martin. Age 53. 9 platforms, 5 strategies, 8 hours of maintenance per month. Whoa. And the result? 10 years of worse returns than a single index fund. Complexity didn't add returns. It only added friction. He reduced everything to 2 accounts and 2 funds on a single afternoon. Returns improved, stress disappeared. A simple strategy you can sustain for 20 years will always beat a perfect strategy you'll abandon in 2 years. This is not a compromise. This is the highest form of financial intelligence, my friend. 11. The written number. Most people are working toward a feeling, not a goal. They want to feel safe. They want to feel like enough. That's natural, but feelings have no address. You can't arrive at a feeling. Do this tonight. Write down the exact monthly income amount you need in order to stop working. Not an approximation. Write the exact number. Pin it somewhere. When your goal is clear, you'll know when you've reached it. You can celebrate. You can rest. 12. The final scoreboard. I've seen people who accumulated a lot of money but had no one by their side at the end of their lives. Not because they were bad people, but because for 40 years they treated every relationship as a transaction and every person as a resource. Charlie Munger tells the story. Robert reached $1.1 million at age 65. He called me that day. He didn't talk about money first. He told me his daughter now asks him for financial advice. Without fear. Not about bills, not about retirement, not about her own future. He said it was the first time he had ever truly felt free. So, my friend, money is not the goal. It's simply the entry ticket to a different kind of life. That's all. Late start advantage. Compression window. Expense surgery. Irreplaceable skill. The one expensive mistake. Income line. Health capital. Protected decision zone. Social circle. Simplicity. Written number. Final scoreboard. Robert started at 54 with $67,000. By 65, he had reached $1.1 million. Not because he was exceptional. Because he stopped waiting. Send this video to someone in your life who says, "It's too late now." Maybe that person has been waiting to hear exactly this. That's all, my friend. We've reached the end of another video. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to join our community. I love you, my friend. Goodbye. See you next time.